The Supreme Court discussed the remedy used by Mary to bring the case from the Court of Appeals to the Honorable Supreme Court. Okay? According to the decision, certiorari is a limited form of review confined to errors of jurisdiction. That is why you will usually find the phrase grave abuse of discretion. So an error of jurisdiction is one where the officer or tribunal acted without or in excess of its jurisdiction, or with grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess in jurisdiction. As discussed, it is well within the jurisdiction of the probate court to pass upon the intrinsic, no, not extrinsic, intrinsic, no, because the extrinsic validity, that's a non-issue. That is really the procedure. The probate court will pass upon the extrinsic validity of the will. But the Supreme Court here, the Honorable Supreme Court, discussed that it is also well within the jurisdiction of the probate court to pass upon the intrinsic validity of the will. If, okay, if, take note of the word if, that is the requirement. If probate proceedings might become an idle ceremony due to the nullity of the will. Okay, that is the requirement. If, okay, if that if does not exist, then the probate court cannot pass upon the intrinsic validity of the will. It can only pass upon the intrinsic validity of the will if that if, okay, exists. If probate proceedings might become an idle ceremony due to the nullity of the will. Shortly put, if probate proceedings will become useless because the will is void. Okay. On the other hand, grave abuse of discretion is the capricious and whimsical exercise of judgment, equivalent to an evasion of positive duty or a virtual refusal to act at all in contemplation of the law. It is present when power is exercised in a despotic manner by reason, for instance, of passion and hostility. Mary failed to show that the regional trial court acted in such a capricious and despotic manner that would have warranted the Court of Appeals' grant of her petition for certiorari. On contrary, the regional trial court acted appropriately in accordance with the law and jurisprudence, wherefore the petition of Mary is dismissed. Okay. So the petition for certiorari we're talking about, correction, is not the remedy used by Mary from the Court of Appeals to the Supreme Court. The Honorable Supreme Court discussed here the petition for certiorari of Mary from the regional trial court to the Court of Appeals. Okay. So because from the remedy of Mary from the Court of Appeals to the Supreme Court is by way of petition for review on certiorari. This discussion in this video by the Supreme Court, the discussion by the Supreme Court in this part of the decision that I am reading in this video is the remedy of Mary from the regional trial court to the Court of Appeals, petition for certiorari. There must be grave abuse of discretion. According to the Supreme Court, there is none. The trial court did not commit grave abuse of discretion. And yes, correct. Because the decision of the trial court for this case, the new judge, was correct. So, I hope you learned something from these decisions of the Supreme Court. So, I'll see you in another video discussing another Supreme Court decision. Have a great day.